So today we have another flip for you guys. This is a GMC Terrain that I was able to pick off Facebook for 800 bucks. It's nasty, and that's the biggest reason why this thing is in horrible condition and why I was able to bargain the owner down to $800 from the original list price of $1,800. I know that seems crazy, but when you have a car this bad, they typically sit for a long period of time, and that is the ones that I kind of snipe and try to pick up. If they're sitting, usually you can haggle them down to a very cheap price, especially when they look like this. Now, the overall condition was not in too bad of shape. I mean, there was nothing really broken. The outside wasn't bad. It really didn't have any rust. It's not a bad car for the amount of miles. It had about 180,000 miles on it. It just needed to be cleaned, and it was stinky and smelly and just horrible on the inside. So pulling the seats out, pulling everything out of the car allows us to kind of assess anything that I might have missed that we need to fix up for the flip. Now in these videos, I go over briefly the whole flipping process and what I do in these cars and how much I make. But if you want to learn more in-depth details about flipping, the process, the negotiation skills, and also how to maximize your profit, I have a course that I have linked in the description box below for you guys to check out. It's very economically priced. I'm just sharing my knowledge so that way you guys can utilize it to make some extra money, especially with the economy right now. It's an easy way to turn a couple grand pretty damn quick. Now I'm sure you guys are able to tell from just these shots that by vacuuming, getting all the crap out of this car, it's not in horrible shape. We're going to extract all the carpets. We're removing all the pet hair with the foxtail detailing our pet hair brush. We're just doing a typical clean to clean this interior up, so that way when we relist this with better pictures, a clean car that doesn't smell like mold and just garbage, it makes a huge difference, and that is how I pretty much made this flip possible. And at the end of this video, I'll break down the actual cost and full profit. Now for any of the products I use within these videos, I always have those linked down below for you guys. I have my own line of products, including that pet hair brush, all-purpose cleaner towels, and I also want to say that detailing brushes will be back in stock within about a month and a half. So I'm hoping by mid-October or end of October, those will be back in stock, along with the drying towels that you guys love. All those products should be available by the end of October at the latest. Now with all those carpets vacuumed and the pet hair removed, before we get to the extraction phase, I always like to spray all-purpose cleaner on the dashboard, use my brushes to get into all those nooks and crannies, and then wipe them clean with a microfiber towel. Just because once the carpets are extracted and clean, I hate to get in and spread any of this dirt and grime from the upper components down below onto those carpets once they're fully cleaned.
Dime, ¿cuántas veces me volviste demente? Ahora sin ti estoy tan solo, no es fácil. Te quiero, baby, hasta que nazca el sol, hasta que nazca el sol. Te quiero. Dime, baby, ahora sin ti estoy tan solo, no es fácil. Te quiero, baby, hasta que nazca el sol, hasta que nazca el sol. Dame tu amor, dame tu amor, dame tu amor, tu amor, tu amor. Dame tu amor, dame tu amor, dame tu amor, tu amor, tu amor.
Now I know you guys all like free stuff, but with Christmas right around the corner essentially at this point, I'm going to have a ton of stuff coming out in new videos of giveaways from Milwaukee, Mighty, Cerakote, Fox Clean. I mean, I have a ton of brands that I'm working with to get a bunch of cool products for you guys to have the opportunity to win in giveaways in my videos. So if you want to know when those drop, make sure you are subscribed so you find out in new videos when that happens. Now for all the carpets and fabrics, I'm just spraying on a mix of BioBreak, which is a powdered solution. I put that in my pump sprayer along with a scoop of OxyClean. It's the combo that I've found that works the best with breaking down grease, grime, food, mold, I mean everything you can think of. It just seems to work the best, and then I'm using my drill brushes just to break all of that loose so my extractor can suck up all of that juicy, yummy fluid. Now I would love for you guys to comment down below, what other videos would you like to see on this channel? I'm going to start doing more flips. I have obviously the typical disaster details on the inside and outside, but if there's specific type videos that you want to see, whether it's an in-depth polishing, ceramic coating type video, trim restoration, a full build type car video, anything that you guys would like to see on this channel, let me know in the comments below. I know you guys are loving this sock and sandal look, but the main reason why is sandals makes it easier to detail, especially with the carpets dry and cleaned, just to get in and out of the car without carrying in dirt from your shoes, so I don't have to vacuum up a second time. Now for this truck, or this GMC train in particular, the amount of time spent on the full detail, breaking it down, the flip and everything, I had about a total of about 7 to 8 hours invested, with about 5 of those being for the detail, 3 hours for, you know, the purchase, the photos, and then the relisting. So it's not a ton of time, but when you guys see the profit at the end that I made on this flip, it'll all make sense as to why 8 hours of work for the amount of money made totally makes sense. Now, a common question I get is, why don't I do oil changes or any other repairs to the cars? I try to actually minimize that. So the main goal is to pick up a car as cheap as possible with the least amount of money to put in it as possible, right? So the less money I spend, the more profit I can make. So always make sure, there's not a need for an oil change. It's either half-life or recently done, tires in good condition, the brakes work. And when you see the cost breakdown at the end, I include registration and title fees because I do take the car into my name and register it. And the main reason why is I drive it around for a little bit, make sure everything's running properly, and this is usually a couple days worth of driving, just so everything's legal on the road. So that way everything is validated, making sure it works properly and all the things are correct. So when I list it, the chance to sell is very, very high. Now, if you're wondering what the machine at the very beginning was, this is an ultrasonic cleaner. I just have APC in the chamber. I put all the nuts and bolts and different clips that I want to get cleaned inside there, run it on the timer. It heats up the APC. It ultrasonically just vibrates and gets all that grease and grime on any of those bolts loosened up and does a lot of the cleaning for me except for the wipe down at the end. All right, so the detail is done and it's now time to break down the cost of this GMC Terrain flip. Like I said, this car was sniped off of Facebook. It was extremely dirty. It had been sitting a while, so I was able to pick it up for $800. Now, for the sales tax in Ohio, that's an additional $56 of sales tax fees. And then from a title and registration, I was about at $100 to get that done as well. Now, from a detailing standpoint, I pay myself $25 an hour, and for 8 hours of work into this car, that's a total of $200 in detailing and employee fees, if you will. And that gives us a total cost of $1,156 to purchase and clean up this vehicle. Now, like I said, this car was flipped and I took better photos, made a better listing, and was able to flip it within 2 weeks, and I sold it for $3,150. That gives us a profit of $1,994, or just let's round it up to $2,000 of profit on 2 weeks of work and just a little bit of legwork and elbow grease to clean this thing up and make it look a ton better, smell better, and flip this car. So if you want to learn more about flipping, like I said, I have a course in the description box below. It's 50% off right now, so that way you can learn a little bit more about the process and turn a couple bucks for yourself.